We are going to start by talking about the CIA Triad. Yes, so most people think cybersecurity is about hackers trying to break into an organization system and steal sensitive information, ranging from social security numbers, passwords, credit card information, etc. Although protecting this information is part of the job of a cybersecurity professional, the three cornerstones in cybersecurity are confidentiality, integrity, and availability, which stands for CIA. I know most of us have heard of the term CIA before in a different capacity, especially those of us who enjoy a lot of action-packed movies. We've seen a lot of movies that are connected to the CIA, though this is specifically in computer security or system security. So let's go into detail. First, we shall start with confidentiality. This refers to the safeguarding of sensitive information of the organization. What confidentiality tries to achieve is preventing this information from being exposed without authorization. We do this through implementing firewalls, access lists, and encryption, and very many other security controls, all trying to prevent the sensitive information from being exposed without authorization. We also aim to defend against attackers who are trying to get access to this information. Sometimes the information may be valuable monetarily, and we should always try to prevent these attackers from getting access to this information. Next, we shall talk about integrity, which really stands for trying to maintain the accuracy of data. And how do we do this? By preventing unauthorized modifications, which ensures that no changes occur to this information unless they are authorized. And how do we do this? By implementing controls like hashing, integrity monitoring solutions to enforce the data accuracy. As you know, most of these data modifications, it's through data modifications that things like fraud take place, and to prevent all that, we try to ensure that data remains as it is unless authorized modifications are performed. So, we majorly guard against threats that try to alter our data, and sometimes the alteration may not be malicious, it may be a genuine human error, but still, that is also a threat to the integrity of our data, because despite it being a genuine error, it can lead to poor decision-making within an organization. That's why accurate data is needed and integrity is heavily important. So next, there is something called availability. This is what ensures that access to the system is available to the legitimate users when needed. And how do we do this? We implement controls like fault tolerance, server clustering, and carrying out regular backups to ensure that our legitimate users always have access, and even in case of an incident, due to the different controls we have available, our users can still get access to the information needed. We can mitigate against threats or against availability threats by, as we said, fault tolerance, clustering, etc. And what this mitigates is it protects against both malicious and non-malicious disruptions. As you know, we can get some non-malicious disruptions which come from natural events, floods, earthquakes, which can disrupt our data centers and cause to unavailability. But in case you did some backups, you'll be able to continue running even with the one data center hit. You know you have a backup of the information. So you can look at this in a perspective of how can the CIA triad be used in cybersecurity? Well, to be honest, everything you do in cybersecurity can be heavily linked to the CIA triad. For example, risk assessment, attack analysis in case you get an attack. You can use the CIA triad to evaluate the attack, and security control design. When you're designing your security controls, you will follow the CIA triad. Let me go through this in detail. So, risk assessment, for example. When assessing a risk, you will try to look at the CIA, the confidentiality bit, integrity bit, and the availability bit. For example, if the company or organization information is leaked, how shall it affect the organization? In case information is altered or modified, when it has not been authorized, how can it affect the organization? In case we lose connectivity to our system, how will it affect an organization? For example, if we had an e-commerce site, an e-commerce website, and we lost the availability and our customers can no longer access this platform, how will it affect our organization? So that is looking at the CIA triad and using it to help you to assess a risk. Now, when we look at attack analysis, if the organization has faced an attack, you try to evaluate what was this attack trying to attain. Was it trying to get access to sensitive information, or was it trying to modify some data? Was the attacker trying to hide something or modify the data, or was this attack trying to disrupt the system as a whole and mess up the availability of the system? So that's how you can use it in attack analysis. Then when it comes to security control design, you will design your controls by preventing people from getting unauthorized access to our confidential data, unauthorized modifications, and in general, putting controls in place that can prevent or can bring down our systems to mess up availability. So that's it for the CIA triad. It's heavily examinable. Chances are 98% you'll face something about the CIA triad in your exam. So it's very important. Look through it, make sure you understand it. Thank you very much. See you in the next chapter.